Hello viewers, welcome back to another video. This video I will be playing World War III. I don't play it that often, but I'm going to play it, see how it performs using the latest 22.4.1 drivers. I will be using the following settings for the game. So I've got obviously VSR enabled, just so I can put it to 4K. If a game doesn't properly upscale to 4K, I do have a 4K monitor. I'll just plug that in and then away I go. So on performance, tuning, I've got overclock CPU, which makes almost no difference anyway. I've got SAM enabled, and I've got GPU tuning, so I keep it a minimum of 2400 MHz and a maximum of 2800 MHz for now. Voltages, VRAM timing, I set it to fast, all the way to 2150. It usually stays 10 MHz or so below that, and then up to the power consumption by 15% or so, just for extra juice. So here is World War III. It's not really a popular game at the moment. It's still got quite a bit of traction on YouTube and whatnot. As you can see, it's pretty stable. Obviously when it got released all the way over here it was quite popular. Then it's sort of the back end of 2021 to 2022 it started picking up steam, and a few YouTubers have made videos on it. So comparing that to Battlefield 2042, that's just a continual decline, actually scary decline, from 100,000 players to, well, here it says 10 minutes ago less than 1,000. Comparing that to Battlefield 5, still going pretty well. Yeah, it had a bump there in the summer, but it's still doing better than Battlefield 2042. Battlefield 1 doing very well, and again another increase in the summer, but towards the autumn time, really strong, then died off. It's still stronger than 2042. And then just for comparison's sake, comparing it to Counter-Strike Source, which was released in 2004, it gets more than Battlefield, just as much as Battlefield 1, not quite as much as Battlefield 5, but at the moment it's doing quite well, and just actually smashes Battlefield 2042 out of the water. So it's pretty embarrassing. So jumping on World War III, it's a growing game, so I just wanted to compare some games there, just for comparison's sake. So we're going to fire up the game. So here are the settings. 4K resolution, it's not showing up here, no big deal. VSync off, of course. Field of view 110, frame rate lock disabled, all the usual jazz, blah blah blah. But then this is the good stuff, everything's on ultra. So we're on Warsaw, beautiful map, straight into the action. There somewhere. Yeah, as you can see, the frame rates don't update because of the overlay. I think it's from the anti-cheat. But you can also enable different overlays like Afterburn if you still use that, or AMDs. Let's move forward. Frame rate is dropping a little bit to 80. It's still very, very playable, very smooth, minimal stuttering so far. Graphics card at 99%, which is what I like to see. Some games don't do that. Can't really see where they are at the moment. So I did try and enable the AMD overlay on the right, even that's having trouble. So just have to sort of live with the issues with this game, but it's no big deal. Let's go this way. The CPU usage is good, no bottleneck. RAM 50% though, that's very high. So we're using over 15 gigabytes. I'm just going to go down this way. Pardon my aim. The mouse movement in this game is not crisp. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's just the game itself. Most of it's down to my terrible aim, but it does feel a bit, well, not so smooth, so just have to live with that for now. Let's try and get a kill or two. Try and stick with some teammates as well, it might actually help me survive a little bit. But yeah, the frame rates are solid. For those of you that do play this game, I'd like to know what performance you get with your system, because I know with my comments that I do receive, some people get better performance, well, they claim they get better performance from different, sometimes weaker hardware, so let me know how yours gets on in this game. If there anything that I could do to tweak it. Oh dear, terrible. But I got a kill. So there's definitely something in there. Oh, don't stand in front of me. Right. It's good that they're all together. I've had some games where it's teammate wise they're all separated, so I think they're just above me, to be honest. Yeah. Oh! Haha! I was not expecting that. So what I'm going to do, because I do have a reset button for my statistics, is I'm going to press it because now it's settled in a little bit. Obviously when it updates it should give a more accurate reading of what I'm doing. There we are, look, so 126, 89 and 74 lows, sorry, minimum, so you get a better idea of the performance. This game does look good though. Hats off to the developers for updating the game, not giving up on it, unlike DICE and EA. Some stutter in there, not very good, but oh well. What a grenade that were. Lucky grenade as well. So you can see the frame rates have dipped quite significantly. In sort of heavier firefight, it does suffer. Just got to stay away from friendly fire. It's quite easily done in this game. Oh, that's a lot of players. Let me know your thoughts on the game, the overall performance, what you think of me doing a bit of talking. I usually like to let the video do the talking, but I think I want to change things up a little bit, do a bit of talking myself, and just explain what I'm doing, what's going on. There's not many new games at the moment, it's pretty dry, so I think it's good to keep replaying some older games, still popular games, update them with the latest drivers and see how they perform. I'm still keeping an eye on Battlefield 2042. It's a game that just seems to, even though it's dead, it's not dead, if that makes sense. Like, you still see loads of videos, there's still trend here and there, not as much as what they usually did, but I feel like they're still trying to keep the game alive. My aim is awful in this game.
Area Alpha is under our control. Our units are taking hold of objective Charlie.
Someone here. A tricky one. I'm getting shot from where?
Objective Alpha 1 is under attack.
So my name is actually representing my YouTube channel in this game. Usually it's just my generic screen name, but it's actually saying YouTube, so look at it, it does look nice. The graphics are sharp, crisp, not blurry. I do feel like Battlefield 2042 is quite blurry in some places. It could be my aging eyesight, who knows, but to me this looks good. Not overly clean, like say Kaleidoscope. I'm not sure if this game is a direct comparison to Battlefield 2042, but many people have compared the two, so even though the scale is much smaller, you still have tanks, etc. But I think if it was on the scale of Battlefield 2042, 100 plus players, then it could be a totally different story. So I like the idea of a battle in a MOBO. So if, say, Battlefield, instead of having open maps, they had actually closed quarters. I'm not sure. The footsteps are quite hard to read in this game. I've got a newish headset as well, so it was same with my old headset as well. So I think the sounds can be a bit misleading, is the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to play a little bit longer, not too much. So yeah, all the detail on the left, so you can see the CPU. 1 second. Sorry, the CPU. So the GPU 99%, not using all the frequency, but it fluctuates around the range that I asked for, as well as maxing out this the memory clock, and TGP around 320 to 325 watts, which is the generic sort of base TGP is 280 watts, and yeah, it's doing well. Accompanied by the 5950X, which is not bottlenecking at all, doing well. Usually if it's pushing too hard, the CPU, it's around 110, 120 watts. I feel like the footsteps all over the place. So yeah, it's performing nicely. It's just the RAM is very high, so I don't know if there's a memory leak or it's just from the game itself. Getting shot from who? So I'm just going to just play the game, no talking, enjoy.
Our units are taking hold of objective Charlie 2. Our units are taking hold of objective Charlie 1. Objective Bravo 2 is under attack. Enemy airstrike fast approaching. Objective Alpha 1 is under attack. Our units are taking hold of objective Charlie 1. Objective Bravo 2 is under attack. Bravo 2 is under attack. Objective Bravo 1 is under attack. Objective Bravo 2